what's crazy? I wound up living back in my old bedroom. I moved in here when I was 5. Now here we are again. It's a circle of life. Oh, look, and there's Simba.
Well, just when you thought quality television was finally here, the Tanner family is back. After years of speculation, the 90s sitcom Full House is back in spin-off form and streaming on Netflix. Plenty of familiar faces from the original series. Let's bring in Tashauna Reid with details on this one.
That was pretty funny.
So after such wonderful hits such as House of Cards and Frankie and Grace, in comes Fuller House.
Fuller House, the Tanner family is back, as you mentioned, Michael. Now, it has been quite some time since we last were inside that house. And I mean, it's such an iconic home, but most of the cast is back. Not everybody, but we are going to see John Stamos in this, Bob Saget, Candace Cameron Bure. Noticeably absent is Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Because they're rich.
Because they're rich. And they took turns playing Michelle, of course, the youngest child of Bob Saget's character. But funny enough, they do get a shout out in the story. They basically say, oh, Michelle sends her regards because the whole family comes back. But she's too busy running her empire. And then they all look straight to camera. So it's quite cute and funny. You'll remember the show centered around Bob Saget, who was trying to raise his 3 kids with the help of his friend and brother-in-law. So now the story centers around DJ, Candace Cameron Bure, who is now a widow. She has children, and the family basically comes in to help her after a difficult time. And the fun continues. There they all are. Now, Jodie Sweetin, who played Stephanie Tanner, the middle child, she is one of the returning cast members. And we had a chance to speak with her about, getting this reboot back on TV. It's been a long road, but finally something worked. Here she is talking about that. Take a look.
Yeah, because we had been approached before about, like a reunion movie or a reunion special, and, it never felt quite right for what the brand and what the legacy of Full House was. And so when this came about and this idea and sort of, completely creating a new series that, paid some homage to the original, I think we were all really excited at the opportunity to get to do that.
And, lots of reviews have been coming in, but one thing is for sure, the fans are loving this because we're seeing their reaction online. A lot of people talking about binge watching Fuller House, so they're doing something right.
And how does it compare to the original?
Well, it's, who knows? It's never as good as the original. But no, I mean, this is a show that the original creator, Jeff Franklin, has been trying to revive this for the past 6 or 7 years. And a lot of networks were saying, we're not really interested in this. But one of the arguments that was made was that reruns have been pulling in millions of viewers. The fan base is still there. And finally, he found a home for this spin-off on Netflix. And it took 3 decades, but there are some changes. For one, there's a new intro song that's actually sung by Canadian Carly Rae Jepsen. She did a refresher. I want to share a bit of that. Take a listen. That's that iconic song. It's been stuck in my head all day. And we also had a chance to speak with Candace Cameron Bure about what it was like to be back on set. And here's what she had to say. Take a look.
It was pretty surreal because we taped all the episodes in front of a live audience, and they would have the kitchen and the living room covered with black curtains for the audience, and then they would do this lift and reveal it.
Yeah.
And people in the audience were crying at the sight,
losing their mind. Yeah.
Because everyone's like, this is my childhood. Mm-hmm. I mean, not only was it ours, but millions and millions of people, and it instantaneously brings you back to a place.
Yeah.
And so there have been mixed reviews. Critics some are being quite harsh, but one thing that Candace has said in response to that is the fact that, the fans are still there. They've continued to watch the show over the years, and it's all about them. So we'll see how it does. But Netflix, we won't even know how many people tune in because they just don't tell us any numbers. So who knows if it's a hit or a miss?
Yeah, well, if it returns for a second season, pretty much a hit, right? So will you be watching?
I might check it out. Let's see.
Okay.
Throwback to the Fuller House.
You'll have to tell me. Thanks, Tashauna.
You're welcome.